Hello everyone and welcome to your March 2022 reading. This is a collective reading for your sun, moon, or rising sign. I have some announcements and some things to tell you about the format changes, but before I get into that, I just want to say for anyone who's new and just coming to see me for the first time, hi, I'm Nonamae. Also, collective readings can't obviously capture what's going on specifically for every single Aries or Sagittarius or whatever, right? So I would say take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And also check out, if you're checking out your sun sign, check out your your rising sign I would suggest next, and then your moon I would say maybe last, for whichever resonates with you the best, right? So there might be one that resonates more this month than the other. The other thing is that we are self-determined, not predetermined, so please remember that. If you hear something that feels anxiety inducing in some way, then make sure to just kind of check in with yourself and remember that if you hear something that sounds scary or disturbing, there is a reason for that. That information is given to us so that we can kind of course correct. It's like you see the train coming down the tracks and you have the ability to step off to the right or step off to the left, whichever way that you want to go, right? So just keep that in mind. I do think that there's an amount of fate somewhere in our lives in the world, but I think for the most part it's really about our free will. So sometimes I think the information that we get gives us the information to either affirm certain things or to let us know, hey, maybe you want to shift track, so that's all I really want to say about that. If you do want a specific reading, you want something that's definitely more about your situations, what you're dealing with, and is specific to your energy, then I would recommend getting a personal reading, and the link for that is down below. Okay, that's all out of the way. That's all said. Now let's get into some stuff that I'm pretty excited about. So laugh if you must, but I have to have notes so that I can remember to say everything I wanted to say to you guys. So I'll try to move through this as quickly as possible. This is also for your benefit so that I'm not long-winded, even though we all know I'm long-winded. So I don't go on forever. All right. So there has been a shift in the format this month, and that's really more so based on the feedback that I got. So a lot of people DM'd me that watched it, maybe not a lot of people, but a few people DM'd me that watched it, and they let me know what they thought I could maybe shift. And so I took that into account, and the things that I kind of heard over and over, I thought, well, let me experiment. So if I moved something that you really liked and wanted me to keep from the last month, please let me know, throw it down in the comments or shoot me a DM like the other people did. And then that way I can kind of gauge how to continue to improve the format here, right? Okay, so that all said, let's get on to all of the announcements that I'm pretty excited about. All right, so last month we had our first Cards and Cocktails events. We did two on Valentine's Day, and they were so much fun. So I'm definitely keeping them. I'm hoping that they really even continue to pick up. Right now, I'm looking at once, maybe twice a month. So the best way to really know about that is to stay in contact with me. I'm going to start trying to plan them ahead of time and put them in the descriptions for these videos. But for right now, the best way is through social media. So definitely check out the links for that so that you can stay in touch if you want to be a part of it. But it was super fun. Cards and Cocktails is just like, bring your cocktail, bring your mocktail, bring your wine, and bring your questions. And it's totally free. It's just like, hey, let's hang out. Let me pull cards about whatever your questions are. And I just hung out for as long as there were people coming through. So it was so much fun that I decided I'm gonna definitely continue doing it. So if you want to know when the next one is, I'm thinking it might be second week of March, so I'm not really sure yet. I'm trying to solidify those dates currently, like in the next couple of days. So those should be up soon. Along with that, I'm considering doing a tarot after dark kind of thing. And that's kind of like, bring your juicy, dark, shadowy types of questions and let's kind of dig into it, right? And that's another kind of hangout that I'm considering. If that sounds cool with you, please let me know, because it's what helps me know what to continue to create, right? Okay, so next thing is, right, I have some new, see, this is why I have a list. I have some new options on Patreon for weekly and monthly readings. So, and those are also live version, like doing live readings with me, or just one-to-one, or doing a recorded. So, and those are different pricing tiers. But if you are looking for just kind of like ongoing guidance around, I don't know, maybe you're dealing with some relationship stuff or something with business or a project, or you just like having the consistent guidance about certain things and you just want to have that and know what's going on for the week or the month, then those options are available to you. So you can do a monthly reading, live or recorded. You can do a weekly reading, live or recorded. The weekly readings are 30 minutes long and the monthly readings are 90 minutes long, sometimes 90 plus, depending on what's really coming up. So I'm only at the beginning opening up 4 spots for each of those tiers because I just want to make sure that I'm able to deliver on time. And so I don't want to have an influx of people and not be able to deliver. So I might open up more spots, but for right now, I'm keeping it at 4 for each of those tiers. So that's just opened up. I really just created that the other day. All right. So along with that, with Patreon, I noticed that it's lacking in some flexibility for purchase options. So I do recognize, because these are collective readings, perhaps because every month your sun, moon, or rising may not be resonant with you, like maybe one month it is and one month it isn't. And so if you're doing Patreon, you're subscribed to getting them every month, right? So I have decided that I need to create a, it's been a long time coming, but I need to just create a really simple web page. So I'm working on that. It might take me 1 to 2 months, but I want to be able to offer that if this particular month resonates with you, that you can purchase a one-off instead of needing to really be in a subscription for that. I think that the monthly and weeklies make more sense for Patreon. So I'd like to have some flexibility in that. So for right now, you can do it through Patreon, but I am trying to have that out, like just a really simple, it's not going to be a fancy web page or anything like that, just a simple, you know, able to purchase those. Also, the options are a little limited for how to create bundles. So let's say that you really want to buy your sun and rising, or your sun and moon, just basically 2 out of the 3, or you want your sun, moon, and rising extended because you want all of them. So if you want something like that, or let's say that, you know, you watched your sun sign, your friend watched their sun sign, and you guys both want the extended, I want you guys to be able to just purchase those for the month. So there will be options to purchase 2 or to purchase 3, and those bundles of course will just be at like a little bit of a discounted rate, so that, you know, because you're buying more than one. So I just wanted to let you guys know that's on the horizon. That's something that I'm creating. With so much on my plate right now, honestly, it might take me about like 1 to 2 months to actually get that done. So okay, there's that. Sorry, just a little bit more. So the new and full moon readings that I talked about last month for starting. So I didn't do them for the month of February, and I am considering, I'm not sure whether I should do a recorded version here on YouTube or whether I should do a live hangout. So I would love some feedback about that if you guys could let me know so that I know what to create. But this new moon that is kicking off March on March 2nd is going to be huge. Really, really big. Lots of astrologers that I follow and trust, and other people that I know energetically have been talking about this, and it is going to be a big one. So because of that, I already have a lot on my plate that day. I may not be able to make the new moon for this month for March, but then the full moon in Libra, which I believe is on the 18th, I may be able to do one, or I'll definitely be able to do one then. So I'm not sure whether I should do a live, because then at least you guys can join and then just show up and ask your questions and we can just hang out, or whether I should do a collective, just one overall. So let me know your thoughts about that. I'm gonna make that decision in the next probably week and a half tops, so that I can get that information out there to you guys. Okay, this is the other thing. All right, this is a big deal. I don't know if you guys are aware that Facebook has made changes that are going to be effective on Facebook and Instagram. I don't know whether YouTube is following suit. I have no idea. I need to do more research on this, but they are effectively changing the way that people in certain fields are able to be discovered, or their ability to market to people who are interested in what they have to offer. Amongst those are astrologers and tarot readers, spiritual coaches, things like that. So definitely affects the realms that I'm in. So if you we don't really know the extent to which this is going to affect things. So I'm already kind of looking ahead and trying to see where I might put my attention, what other things I can create as a result to pivot because of this. So one of the things that I just wanted to kind of bring to your attention is, if you weren't aware of this, check it out for yourself. I'm also going to do more research and see kind of how it rolls out and what it looks like. But if there are certain astrologers that you really resonate with, tarot readers, people in these realms, including myself, it's really helpful to us to just share what we're offering. If you resonate with it, if you like the content, more than ever, it's going to be about supporting community. And so I definitely am planning to do that myself with the astrologers and the tarot readers and the spiritual workers that I actually follow and work with. So I feel like, there's a lot of talk about why this is happening and that it's another level of censorship. And I am kind of holding off on what I totally think about it until I see how this actually plays out. However, it's not necessarily encouraging. So I just wanted to bring that up. It is helpful. Please do share it for myself, for you, for like your friends, for other people that, that you follow, that you resonate with. Just something to know is that sharing and being in community is probably going to be the way that most of us who do what we do are able to continue doing what we do. So I just wanted to mention that. And also to stay in touch. And for right now, I haven't created any other kind of platform to bring people onto. So for right now, I mostly post on Instagram. My Instagram handle is down below, so definitely follow me if you're not following me already. That's the main way that you can stay up on the cards and cocktails, the tarot after dark, the new and full moon readings, and any kind of new announcements that I roll out. Speaking of which, I am rolling out a referral, kind of like an affiliate type of link program thing. And so that'll be in effect probably by the next 2 weeks, maybe week and a half. So it could be sooner, the first half of the month for sure. And I'm trying to decide on what it is that I want to be able to give back and reward you guys with for sending a referral. It's a really easy link, and you just basically get your own personal link and you can share it very easily. And I want to make sure that I say thank you. So I'm thinking maybe a discount on personal readings with me as a reward. Let me know your thoughts. If you have ideas for what you think you would like and what would be a thank you to you that would feel good for sending a referral, then please let me know so that I can kind of get the wheels turning on that. I definitely want to release that quickly. So, and the other thing is, with all this is the last thing, I swear. So moving ahead, looking ahead, and not knowing how this is all going to affect us, I am looking at another live streaming platform that's relatively new, and it allows for posting your questions in a chat and for doing live readings and all the things. But I think the struggle has been trying to figure out doing readings on on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, and do I do cards and cocktails on each one of those or only on one, and where do I do all of the hangouts? And this is kind of one way for me to bring everyone together into one space. You don't have to create an account, you don't have to sign on to a program or anything like that, but you just have the link, kind of like a Zoom, and you just hop on. So this is something that I'm actually gonna probably be trying out. That looks like more towards the end of March. So again, if you stay in touch with me, otherwise I will be probably announcing it on next month's readings. Okay, that is everything. That was a lot, but a lot has developed and a lot is moving. By the way, I am loving this. My friend, I'm just gonna call you out, Crystal, she gave me this beautiful kimono and I just love wearing it, and I'm wearing it today, so I had to look at it in the screen. I love this. So thank you, Crystal. I love it. Okay, I think that's all. So please enjoy your readings this month. Let me know if you have any feedback, and thank you for your patience and for listening to all that if you did. And please share, subscribe, and I will see you guys next month. Enjoy. Bye. Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to your March 2022 reading. and we're just gonna jump into it. If you missed the first part of this video, I know it's super long. It's just a bunch of different announcements about the upcoming events and changes to the format and a lot of new exciting things. So I would definitely recommend checking that out, but you're here, so let's get into it. All right. What is going on for my Aquarians? Please let me know if that's too loud. I'm trying to shuffle that away from the mic. I heard that sometimes that can be a little bit loud if you're listening with earbuds. So, all right, let's check out what's going on with you. My Aquarians, this is your overall challenge and spiritual advice. Okay, it's looking pretty interesting. I like this. All right, and then we're taking a look at your business life, entrepreneur life, work life, career life, passion path, finances, all of that. Okay, so here we go, Aquarius. This is what we're looking at. Okay, so overall what I'm seeing here is that there's something that you're wanting to create, right? The Empress is pregnant with life. She's a creator. She's very Venusian ruled, so she's about the earthly pleasures and very artistic and creative. So I'm seeing for some of you that there is, now sometimes, you know, just, I've said this in other readings, sometimes this can represent a person. However, I'm getting that this is a creation energy, or at least the desire to create in the month of March. So over the course, and actually that's par for the course for the astrology for this month. It's definitely, I would say, geared towards this. So I would say it's about going towards what you want to create in your life, right? What you're wanting to, the life that you want, the way that you, even more so, the way that you want it to feel, the way that you want it to look aesthetically, not figuratively. So the challenge I'm seeing here is in the Knight of Wands. Now the Knight of Wands is, like, the Knights in general are action oriented, right? So they're all about action. However, they can tend to be impulsive. So here in the challenge position, I'm going to say that maybe you need to watch your impulsiveness when you're charging towards your desire, right? The fire suit, the wand suit is about creative energy. It's about action. It's about passion. It's about desire. Very much in line with the vibe that we were just getting, right? So when we're looking at this in the challenge position, it's like, okay, whoa, before you go charging into the fray, let's make sure that you're aligned. And that brings us beautifully into this next card, which is when we're looking at the Chariot. The Chariot, there's so much symbology in the Chariot, but the Chariot is about that forward movement. It's like, okay, it's time to move forward. It's time to go. However, the action that the Chariot takes, the kind of action moving forward, is aligned action, right? It's aligned, and it comes from your connection to divinity, to the cosmos, to the universe, however you want to put that, and your will, the will to create, right? Our will to create, when we're aligned, especially in these upper chakras, moving into our core, it's like we bring the energy down into ourselves, into our core. We get connected, we get aligned, and we can move forward with clarity. We can move forward intelligently, wisely, but still it's moving forward. And we may not know necessarily where the path goes, but it is aligned, right? It is, let's see, how should I put that? It brings more opportunity for things to happen in a way that is synchronistic and that is meant for our path, versus when we just rush right in and we're not really taking the time to get aligned or get paused. We can be a little bit too caught up in the feeling of something, in the desire to create and the desire to move forward, that we just kind of rush. So I would say don't be rushed. Whatever it is that you're creating, whatever it is that you're like, if you're trying to create your ideal life, your ideal relationship, right? This could definitely be about relationship. If you're trying to create your ideal business, your ideal lifestyle, whatever it is, you know, be careful not to just rush right in. This could also, I'm getting for at least a couple of you, that this is about opportunities that come up and thinking that you need to take advantage of it now. It's kind of like, you know, some of those outdated marketing methods that are you know, very much like, oh, at the end of our webinar, it's this much, but you know, today it's like cut into like a quarter of the price, right? And so, not to say that that's not, you know, of course they're just like, not to judge that too harshly. I'm just using it as an example. Sometimes the cut on it is like a ridiculous amount. And so, you know, we can be very pressured to buy and feel like, oh no, this is FOMO, like once in a lifetime opportunity. I've got to do this now. Take some time to check in with yourself and make sure that whatever you're choosing to do is aligned. This could be a purchase on a piece of property. This could be a relationship that like, you're like, oh no, I don't want to pass up this opportunity, this person I've been dating, or I don't want to let them go. Whatever it is, it's that feeling of like rushed, of like, I'm rushing into the fray. I'm not going to think about this first. I'm not going to check in with myself and get aligned, right? So make sure that you're checking in with yourself and getting aligned. Aquarius, just overall, that's the vibe for the month. Now, again, this is a collective reading, so this is for a collective Aquarius sun, rising, or moon. And if you want something that's more specific, definitely check out the link below. Book a private reading with me. I have new weekly and monthly offers also on my Patreon, but you probably already know that if you watched the beginning video. The point being that this is a collective and general reading, so it's not going to hit for everyone, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Because it's general and I don't really know much about where each and every single Aquarian is at, I would say that, you know, this definitely feels like it could be applicable to a bunch of different situations. So apply it to yours. You know, take what's here and apply it to yours. It's basic wisdom. Like, this is something that we could all probably do with a reminder in our own lives, right? Now, when we look to your passion, purpose, path, your career path, your finances, your business, your entrepreneurship, like whatever it is, what I'm seeing here, oh, I just noticed that you have 2 nights. So for some reason, I just didn't even notice that. Well, what I'm seeing here is like when we have the devil position, especially when it has to do with work, right? This is a Capricornian card. Capricorns are very much associated in astrology with, like, on a very basic level, right? A generalized basic level, Capricorns are very much associated with, like, they will do the hard work. They will put in the work. They they want to create they want the structure, they want to build that out. So on the one hand, I could say, like, this is another version of the wanting to build and create something. So these two might be connected, these two lines might be connected. In another sense, looking at it from another facet, I would say that for some of you, this is about recognizing that you may be feeling like you are obligated or tied to certain, maybe it's if you work for a company, you feel like you're tied to a position, or you're tied to what you do within that company, or to the company itself, right? Or with a business partnership, perhaps, especially because we're seeing this mirror here, right? So this could be about feeling obligated, feeling tied to, feeling like you can't escape some kind of experience, some kind of work, business, entrepreneurial experience. And here's the thing to notice about the devil, and this is what I really love to say about the devil, is like, you are not committed to this if you don't want to be. You're either all in or you don't have to be. The chains on these two, I don't know if you can even see it from that far away. Let me see if I can bring this like a little bit closer. So the chains on the male and female here, they're very loosely around their necks, right? They could easily, if they wanted to, just take them off from around their neck and walk away. So you're not chained to this. It's an illusion. The feeling of being chained is an illusion, very much like obligation, right? The kind of like social obligations, like social contracts, like obligations of love, obligations of friendship, obligations of work partnerships, obligations in general, right? This now, for very few of you, and I don't normally read the devil card this way, but for some of you, this could be like a connection that's toxic. It's just like, it's a burden. It's maybe there is some kind of shadowy, shady stuff going on, or stuff that just hasn't added up. And there's like the consideration we're moving into the next. I love how just like these are all very, very clearly flowing into each other. The consideration of which path to choose, which direction do I go? And this is again about alignment. Both are talking about alignment, but there's a challenge that you're experiencing. This is in the challenge position of actually deciding what it is you want to do. This could be about what it is that you want to express, right? Because the swords are about that communication. They're also about like that cerebral space, although this is a very watery card in and of itself. So this could be about like trying to decide, like, do I communicate this to these people or not? You know, should I not? Do I stay? Do I go? Which direction do I want to go? This could also be the decision between two different career paths or job opportunities, like within companies. You could be saying like, all right, do I stay with this over here, or do I take a chance on this new opportunity, right? So, and I'm about to get to that because I feel like it really does tie into the spiritual advice. The thing about alignment here with the Two of Swords is that we have the moon here. We have all this water here. I feel like this is one of the most watery cards in the Swords suit, right? And this is all pointing to your intuition, to tuning in, right? Notice that she is blindfolded as she sits here, balancing between these two huge broadswords that she's holding up, right? So there is a consideration. It's like I actually like to think about when you put a blindfold on, it's like you notice that your other senses are heightened, right? You have to kind of tune in a different way. And so this allows the opportunity for you to go within and utilize the rest of your senses, all of your other capabilities, and to know for yourself what is the right decision to make, right? So tap in with yourself, tune into yourself, get into your intuition, get aligned so that you can help with like this decision that you're trying to make with where you want to take things in terms of your career path or your business opportunities. Now, speaking of opportunities, that brings us into your spiritual advice. For some of you, I'm getting very strongly, maybe a few of you only, really, it just feels like a small amount. It feels like a portion is when I'm seeing a picture and it's like a percentage. So for some of you, this is the opportunity to go forward with. Like, there is a new opportunity that's been presented to you relatively like not that long ago, like soonish in your recent past. And this is like, it's giving you the green light. It's like, hey, that opportunity that you're seriously considering, go for it. Go ahead and go for that. Go check that out. So that's for some of you. For others of you, it's like, this is about, again, the Knights are about action. They're about forward movement. We don't see it in the challenge position, so I'm not talking about the impulsiveness of this. I'm talking about like, this particular Knight is grounded and moving towards this opportunity, moving towards something, creating something tangible. So I'm definitely getting the vibe that there's a serious creation vibe that's going on here, right? Moving towards creating what you want, making the decision, not being rash about it, and realizing that you're not tied to things the way that you might have been perceiving, especially if it's a toxic connection, or if it's been just like an unhealthy or really challenging job position. You know, life is too short. Life is way too short. There's so many things out there. All right, Aquarius, so I'm going to move these out of frame and we're going to take a look at your love life. Let's check out what's going on with the love life. Love. All right, love. And the challenge. Got a little peek at that one. That's an interesting one, given what we have just seen. All right. And I'm already getting the feeling that I want to pull some clarification on this last one, on your spiritual advice. I'm feeling 3 for some reason. 3 cards is what I'm feeling here. All right, Aquarius. 3 cards for some extra spiritual love. Now, if you were here with me last month, or if you've watched any of the other videos for maybe your moon or your rising, I am pulling God and Goddess cards, which I'm not here to tell you what to believe. So if you believe in God and goddesses and, you know, deities, entities, then this is here to say like, hey, these are your homies that are backing you up. They've got your back for this month and they're trying to help you out. Now, if this is not something that is in your belief structure, then I would say look at this as like the masculine and feminine archetypes. We all have the polarity of energy that exists within us. This is not about gender identity or any of that. This is about the yin and yang energy, right? This is about embodying the strengths that these different archetypes represented, and that the strengths that they possess have wisdom that you can then carry forward to help you throughout the month of March. Think of it that way. In fact, that's probably the best way that I've put it over all of the signs so far and last month. Will I be able to remember that? I don't know. So this is a deeper invitation into your spiritual path. I feel like this particular deck gives voice to an opportunity for your guides to really come through and speak. Give you more, sometimes more spiritual, sometimes more direct, but I do feel like that's there. I've definitely been getting a lot of ancestral stuff from that one. So here we're going to take a look at, I'm feeling two. We're going to look at your shadow aspect. Your shadow aspect, what does that mean? Well, really what that means is just that we are looking at your blind spots. What trips you up? What are the things that keep you from being able to move forward with the things that you want to move forward with in your life? You know, like it could be something that you either wince about and don't want to look at, something that you are already kind of aware of and you just like, I'll deal with that later, but it keeps on running the show in the background and it's worthy of attention, it's worthy of your attention. Or this is about, you know, something that really is in your blind spot. You really just don't see it, and it's something that's being brought to your attention. Lastly, we're going to look at a rune for you so that we can get a sense of what is, like what's coming through in a more clear and directed way. All right, Aquarius, that is your March 2022 reading. The rest of this reading I'm going to continue on with. It is in the extended version, which the link for that is down below. All right, thank you. Bye.